In the year 2023, scientists succeeded in creating the first synthetic human being, making it one of the most disturbing experiences ever witnessed. We were able to place them in certain conditions, and in just 8 days, they self-organized to develop a complete embryo. Join us on this fascinating mental journey to understand how they did it, along with other disturbing discoveries from recent times. Here we present you the strangest things discovered lately. Number 1. Pig-to-human organ transplant. In January 2022, at the University of Maryland, surgeons performed the first successful pig-to-human organ transplant in a living patient. This is significant because there are more than 100,000 people waiting for an organ transplant in the United States alone. Scientists are testing xenotransplantation, transplanting organs from other species into humans, as an alternative. Although it was the second recorded attempt, the result was impressive. Lawrence Fate, 58, was the test patient, and, after receiving the heart from a genetically modified pig, he miraculously recovered for about 6 weeks before showing signs of organ rejection and dying. Although his time after transplant was short, his story has inspired more research and hopes of saving lives by genetically modifying donor animals. Number 2. The oldest dinosaur in Africa. In 2017, scientists found the remains of a unique dinosaur, called Osaurus Rhea, in the Zambezi Valley. This small dinosaur, just 1 meter tall, lived about 230 million years ago in what is now Zimbabwe. Although they were unable to identify its species at the time, they later recognized it as part of the Sauroid species. The skeleton, dated to more than 200 million years ago, became the oldest dinosaur fossil in Africa. Today, the almost complete skeleton rests in a museum in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, being one of the strangest recent finds. But it's not the strangest on the list. Number 3. The most complete baby woolly mammoth. In 2022, miners in Klondike, Canada, found the well-preserved remains of a baby woolly mammoth. Paleontologist Grant Zezula and his team made this astonishing discovery while digging in the permafrost in Yukon, Canada. When they found it, the creature still had skin and looked like it had recently died. It is a female that is estimated to have died about 30,000 years ago, in the middle of the Ice Age, when mammoths lived alongside other animals such as wild horses and giant bison. The mammoth, called Nunchoa by the indigenous people, was only a month old when she died, probably getting stuck in the mud. This find is the most complete mummified woolly mammoth found in the northern African region, and could help better understand these extinct animals. Number 4. Microplastics in human blood. Plastic pollution is a major threat to our planet, and it has now been discovered that microplastics are also in human blood, possibly causing harm to the body. These tiny particles can travel through the body and even become trapped in organs. Although the full health implications are not yet known, it is known that microplastics can damage human cells. These contaminants enter our system through food, water, and air. Tests on blood samples from healthy people revealed that at least 17 out of 22 had plastic particles, mainly from bottles and food packaging. Microplastics were even found in babies. Fortunately, this discovery has motivated action to address the problem and hopefully clean up our planet for future generations. Number 5. The largest animal that has ever existed. Researchers discovered in southern Peru in 2023 remains of huge vertebrae and ribs believed to belong to an extinct whale, called Paracetus colossus. It is estimated that this whale weighed up to 340 metric tons, much more than a loaded Boeing 747 airliner. This new record surpasses blue whales, which were known as the heaviest animals. However, some scientists question whether it really weighed that much, as fossils cannot accurately predict the overall size of the animal. We hope that one day a complete skeleton will be found to better understand this amazing creature. Number 6. The deepest image of the universe. Thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope, the most advanced of all, In 2022 we will be able to obtain the most detailed and deep image of the universe so far. This telescope has the unique ability to detect objects that are 100 times fainter than those that can be observed by other telescopes. The image, known as Webb's first space field, takes us millions of years into the past, when the universe was in its early stages of formation. In it, we can see galaxies in the process of creation and the first stars that ever twinkled in the cosmos. This amazing achievement generated a great impact online, provoking discussions and questions that invite us to reflect on the deepest mysteries of our universe. This visual journey allows us to explore the earliest moments of the universe, and imagination soar as we consider the possibilities of even more exciting discoveries we could make with future, larger, more powerful telescopes. Number 7. Synthetic human embryo created in 2023 by a team of scientists from the United States and the United Kingdom. They used stem cells to develop 3 layers of tissue, although the embryo lacks typical features such as a beating heart or a functional brain. Professor Magdalena Zernicka, an expert in biology and biological engineering, highlights that it is a model, not a complete human embryo. Despite being in the initial stages, this advance suggests new possibilities in medicine, such as the cure of diseases, extension of life expectancy, and reversal of aging. A new era in medical science is on the horizon, although future implications, such as growing humans in laboratories, remain to be seen. Number 8. At the end of April 2021, a group of brave Polish scientists revealed an ancient enigma by discovering an Egyptian mummy, whose estimated age ranged between 26 and 30 years. The truly extraordinary thing is that this mummy was pregnant. It is presumed that she belonged to a high-status woman who lived in the ancient city of Thebes, specifically during the reign of the legendary Queen Cleopatra. Thanks to the use of cutting-edge technology, scientists managed not only to precisely locate this mummy, but also to unravel its distinctive characteristics. This astonishing find promises to shed light on previously unknown aspects of motherhood in ancient times. Considered one of the most unique discoveries, the revelation of a pregnant mummy is presented as a rarity, since these types of finds are rare in archaeology. Number 9. In the second half of 2019, a group of archaeologists made an astonishing discovery by unearthing a mummy. What was truly intriguing was the discovery of a rectangular figure that bears surprising similarity to a modern iPhone. It is speculated that this mummy was part of the ancient Mongolian army, and the enigmatic figure was made with a group of precious stones that gave it this wonderful shape. To this day, the mystery persists. What was the reason behind the creation of this peculiar model in ancient times? People are still immersed in the search for explanations that shed light on this temporal enigma. Number 10. In August 2018, in remote Siberia, melting permafrost revealed an extraordinary biological treasure: nematode worms dating back more than 42,000 years. This surprising find marked the first tangible evidence of the possibility of preserving animal life and living organisms through the power of cooling. In the icy depths, scientists managed to collect more than 300 samples of these worms, revealing an astonishing secret: the ability of these beings to survive for millennia in extreme conditions. Their diet was based on small bacteria, demonstrating exceptional adaptability to survive in dangerous environments, even in the icy embrace of ice. Awakening after so many millennia revealed not only their resilience, but also their ability to defy scientific expectations. This discovery not only uncovered the longevity of these worms, but also opened the door to the fascinating world of resilient microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, algae, lembas, germs and various viruses complete the mosaic of life that defies conditions that humans would find unbearable over the years. These tiny beings reveal an incredible testament to biological resilience in the most challenging circumstances. Number 11. A group of brave scientists has revealed the existence of a dinosaur that inhabited our planet more than 80 million years ago. With an imposing length of up to 5 meters, this prehistoric being stood out for its sharp shape, fearsome jaw and enormous teeth. Known for instilling fear and terror, he gained a reputation for terrifying all creatures that crossed his path. During the Cretaceous period, this dinosaur stood as one of the most dangerous predators, spreading panic in the region in which it lived. In his domain, he managed to eliminate numerous creatures that shared his habitat, leaving a mark of fear in nature. It was only thanks to the discovery of its fossils by scientists that we were able to delve into the history of this formidable predator. Close analysis of the fossil remains revealed fascinating characteristics of this terrifying dinosaur. It had a keen sense of smell and sharp claws on its feet, giving it a lethal advantage in its search for prey. The history of this prehistoric predator is revealed little by little thanks to the tireless efforts of scientists to decipher the secrets of our past. Number 12. In January 2018, on the border between Peru and Bolivia, a celestial enigma was unleashed when strange metal balls fell from the sky in a remote rural area. This fascinating discovery perplexed many scientists who embarked on the search for answers about the origin of these enigmatic metallic structures, which still defy a convincing scientific explanation. The theory of extraterrestrial origin was echoed among some, leading the Peruvian Space Agency to undertake a mission to unravel the mystery. Initially, scientists exercised caution over the possibility of toxic gases, while others speculated that they could be components of missiles used by space agencies. The presence of Russian and Ukrainian letters on one of the metal balls added even more intrigue to the puzzle. Efforts to diagnose the origin of these mysterious metallic spheres led to several theories being discarded, but to date, one of them is on display in a Peruvian museum, capturing the attention of tourists from all over the world. This enigma, still not completely solved, remains one of the most perplexing and fascinating discoveries of its kind. Number 13. In 2011, Sean Funk, a heavy equipment operator at the Millennium Mine in northern Alberta, suddenly unearthed stones of a strange color. He stopped his work to take a closer look at his discovery. The material was unusual, speckled with some kind of pattern, but his boss soon realized that there was something special about the stones he had found. What the operator discovered looked like a sleeping dragon. One by one, fragments of fossilized Nodosaurus skin rose to the surface. It was not just any fossilized lizard, but one of the best preserved specimens of Nodosaurus ever found. And it really looks like a sleeping dragon. The dinosaur was so well preserved that it looked as if it had walked the earth just a couple of weeks ago. And this is not a fantasy of mine. That's what paleobiologist Jacob Filter from the University of Bristol said, and he's right. If you do not know that you are looking at the remains of a real dinosaur, you may think that it is a realistic sculpture. Well, the remains of an ancient lizard cannot look like that after tens of millions of years. When the dinosaur was finally excavated, it turned out that this creature was more than 5 meters long and weighed about 1,300 kilograms, and its age was estimated at 110 million years. It is now on display at the Royal Tyrone Paleontological Museum in Canada, but naturally scientists went beyond admiration and amazement at this find. The extraordinary preservation of the shell plates and scales helped paleontologists understand the size and shape of the creature's keratinous protection. It also allowed them to reconstruct its coloration, thanks to the tiny fragments of red pigment found during the excavation. You get the idea, right? Scientists have discovered what color this dinosaur was, apparently dark red, closer to brown on the upper part of the body and lighter on the lower part. Not only the skeleton has been preserved, but even some of the dinosaur's entrails. In fact, the Nodosaurus is so intact that it still weighs 1,100 kilograms, and that is very rare. Most remains are crushed during the fossilization process, and do not always retain their original shape. The Nodosaurus mummy is unique because it has been preserved in 3 dimensions, and we can study the features of its structure in great detail. We can consider this to be the best preserved dinosaur specimen ever found.